Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A few topics here, domestic and international. The first one is from Ukraine, and Ukraine hit 200 Russian infrastructure positions with its drones. That's unbelievable, but this is according to Ukrainians. The other one, Slovakia warns Ukraine. I'm expecting Hungary to do the same thing. Why? Because Ukraine turned off the gas coming from Russia into Slovakia and Hungary. So that is an economic terrorist attack, I would call it. Why? Because the Slovaks and the Hungarians depend on Russian gas and oil. Another topic that I have here ready is Hypocritical article, and that is when the Russians did it, these guys in the West, and not only, called it, oh my God, look what the Russians are doing. They are hiring, how do you call those guys, convicts into the military to fight against Ukraine, and promised shorter sentences, or their sentences being just erased. Well, the same thing the Ukrainians are doing, this time with women. And they are hailing it as a liberation-empowered women movement. It's garbage. Next one, we have the Secret Service of the United States of America, the failure agency, who they are advising Trump something like, you see, a car, why do we have cars? To take us from point A to point B. And the car manufacturers tell us, you should not drive cars from point A to point B. It's very dangerous. Don't do it. But that's your whole purpose, to help me go from A to B. The same with the Secret Services. I will tell you what these guys are saying. And then we have an opinion poll where we find out that Harris, the Kamala, and Trump, you would not be surprised of the outcome of this opinion poll. And then we have Michelle Obama, the savior of American nation, whatever that is. And I will make a comparison between Michelle Obama and a personage in a movie called Idiocracy. And that's been brought to my attention by my cousin. I think he's right. That's just a joke, okay, just satire. But I'm going to show you a letter to the editor by a guy, a person, who I will show you how the cult of personality is created in countries. You have weak people, weasel people, kissing someone other people's butt in such a slavish way that you create the cult of personality. So let's start with this article first. Ukrainska Pravda. This is from the 24th of July 2024. Ukrainian drones hit about 200 critical infrastructure facilities in Russia. Ukraine's commander-in-chief says, remember, this is what they claim. And you're not gonna be surprised, I guess, that they hit only military critical infrastructure, not civilians, nothing. Why? Because they're very accurate and they're very considerate of human lives. Alexander Syrsky, the Russian commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine, has said that the Ukrainian military has used long-range kamikaze drones to hit about 200 critical infrastructure facilities in Russia. That is to tell you, my friends, that the Western baboons should allow them to use long-range missiles deep inside Russia, because you see, we are credible users of weapons. So we just attacked only critical infrastructure. The same thing we will do with long-range missile systems. That's the whole point. Got it? And we are very considerate of our evil enemies' lives, because we don't hit civilians whatsoever. We're perfect, almost as that nation in the Middle East. You know who I'm talking about. Syrsky added that all of these facilities were related to military logistics and included factories. People have factories, right? Civilians. Fuel depots, people, and ammunition storage points. And who are working over here? Civilians, aren't they? It's okay. So remember, this is all of them, 100%. Syrsky reiterated the uncrewed surface drones had sunk about a third of the Russian Black Sea fleet. It really becomes a trap for them, and for some vessels a grave. Okay, he also added that the Kremlin had been forced to completely pull out from the port of temporarily occupied Sevastopol after a series of Ukrainian attacks. That's true. That is true. So this is the first one. Oh, let's see what the Slovaks are doing. Ukrainska Pravda. Slovak president threatens Ukraine over suspension of Russian oil transit. Oil transit, not gas. My bad. The same thing. Why the same thing is because national resource, these guys are needing it. Slovak President Peter Pellegrini, oh, the Italian, sharply criticizes Ukraine for stopping the transit of oil produced by Lukoil, Russia's largest oil company, through the Druzhba pipeline and threatens response to Kiev's actions. The Slovak leader stated that his country helps Ukraine with the reverse gas supply and electricity supply. Well, it didn't notice yet. The Ukrainians are like this because that's a trend in the leaders of Ukraine, the guys in charge of the Ukrainian nation, Ukrainians themselves as well. You owe me everything, I owe you nothing. Remember how much these guys did for, including Germany and others, the Poles and so on. And these guys did the same thing. They turned off the gas or the oil. In the past, the Ukrainians said, well, unpaid bills, you owe me. Pay the bills first and then, and they appealed for the Russians because the Russians could not pay, for the transit fees in the currency, in the US dollars or euros. Therefore, Slovakia and Hungary had to pay, and the Ukrainians, the guys in charge of Ukraine, did not care. And it was during the fall, I think it was 2 years ago, during the fall and winter, they did this. They didn't care. You owe money. Money. But you should do everything for us. Everything. Get our refugees, give us money, give us weapons, maybe troops hit missiles over our territory, everything. Now, that's not a friend. That's not a friend whatsoever. Not even a partner. All right, here it is. If the situation is not corrected, we will be forced to react. Pellegrini said, adding that Slovakia, in his opinion, does not deserve such an approach from Kiev. It's about power, my friend. You don't deserve. You deserve everything you deserve is based on strength. I'm stronger than you, I deserve. You're weaker than me, you didn't deserve shit. I tell you what you deserve. That's how the things are ran. But we are kept in this, meritocracy and blah, 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 blah. That is the matrix. That will make you stay in your line or lane, all right? And you pay your taxes, keep your mouth shut, don't rock the boat. United we stand so they can rob you of everything you got, little by little, with the taxes, your children's future and so on. But hey, don't rock the boat. United we stand. You are bad if you open your mouth. Just pay your taxes, shut the fuck up, and consume. All right, make sure that you consume. Don't save your money. All right, he says, for his part, Slovak Defense Minister Robert Kaliniak said that by stopping the transit of Russian oil, Kiev was risking a lot. Ukraine's actions were irresponsible. Well, this is the no diversity in those hands. So it says Hungary and Slovakia convened the European Commission's Trade Policy Committee to discuss the suspensions of oil transit by Russia's Lukoil through Ukraine. The day before, Hungarian Foreign Minister Petr Szijjártó, fantastic guy, said that he would block the 6.5 billion euros in payments from the European Peace Fund. Peace. War is peace, peace is war, Ministry of Truth. Right there. To compensate. So the Peace Fund is to buy weapons to kill Russians. That's stripped down truth. But it's a peace fund. Compensate for arms supplies to Ukraine until the problem with Lukoil's oil transit is resolved. And we have this coming from the Russians. Slovakia warns Ukraine of retaliation over halt of Russian oil transit. There you have it. And I'm quoting, I consider what Ukraine did in retaliation to Slovakia to be a very serious matter and very unpleasant interference in our good relations. I firmly believe that Ukraine will be able to put this in order as soon as possible because Slovakia is a sovereign state, all right, national interest will eventually have to take some kind of countermeasures. This would not benefit either Ukraine or its citizens, Pellegrini said in a press conference on Wednesday. I hope you guys do, because that's the world, that's the way it is ran. All right, let's see next one. 7 female prisoners join Ukrainian military for early release. When the Russians did that, remember, what's his name, Prigozhin, You know, Prigozhin did the same thing in the penitentiaries. These guys are, oh my God, they're using the... That's not right. These guys are doing the same thing with women. But hey, if you look at it, it's empowerment, correct? No, it's garbage. It's garbage. Do I agree with this kind of things? I personally have no problem if you are a convict, you are serving time, and these guys say, you want to fight for your country or forever you want, we're going to stop your, release. If you fight for, let's say, a year, if you survive a year, I'm okay with that. But if I'm okay with that for the Ukrainians, I should be okay with that for the Russians as well, or for anybody else, which I am. I think it is a personal decision based on a free will coming from a free, in this case, a convict decision. Person. Right, let's move on. It's just hypocritical in my assessment. The woman chosen to serve in the military under they chose to serve in the military under contract. They successfully passed the military medical commission. These guys, this tells me that the Ukrainians have no more people to fight for their garbage. And I'm not talking about Ukrainians, I'm talking about the foreign interests that harnessed or control Ukraine through the Zelensky Steins. The new law on the conscription of convicted individuals recently passed by the Ukrainian parliament permits both men and women to enlist in the Ukrainian armed forces of Ukraine. So next is going to be children, maybe? Is this what's going to be next? Why not the binary? Anyway, so here it is. We now have decisions from the first 7 convicted individuals who have opted to sign contracts with the AFU. She said, ooh, okay, my friends, here it is. So since the law on conscription of convicted individuals took effect, 6,101 people have expressed interest in joining the AFU, and 3,823 have already departed correctional facilities for training. A total of 3,800 prisoners were reportedly conscripted into AFU. However, the number of those willing to go to the front from prison is declining. They got it. The Russians are coming. Next one. This is from Sputnik. Secret Service, now this is garbage, urges Trump campaign to suspend outdoor rallies. So there is like the police telling you should stay in your house, you should not go for walks, because it's a wave of crime in America. But that's your job. Serve and protect. Unbelievable. A car, no, don't drive the car anymore, just keep it in your garage, because cars can have accidents. What is this? I tell you what it is. It's the Pussified Society. That chief of the Secret Service in the US, she resigned. She should have resigned before all this, the next day. But you can say, well, it's not her eventually it's not her fault or so on. Well, her answers were imbecilic. And I think she was a diversity hire anyway. That's one thing. And what about the guys in charge? Because she was not at a Trump rally organizing the line of sight, 500 yards, beep. Those guys should be also fired. That woman should also be fired, or at least have her run a mile in a certain kind of time, or do, I don't know, let's say 7 pull-ups, right, on the bar. That's what I would, or I don't know, 15 push-ups. I guarantee you she would not do 1 pull-up. She would do probably maybe half of a push-up. Out. You should be able to run, to be under stress and all that. That person is just, anyway. So is she still hired? I'm pretty sure she showed everybody the badges at home. Yeah, Gina told me your Secret Service badge. Here it is, baby doll. Oh my God, tell me about your training. Secret, I can't tell you. Because you're garbage. Some of them are good, some of them are garbage. That should be the top of the top. Creme de la creme. And it's not. So these guys tell Trump, don't do it outside, we can't protect you. Then disband the secret services. Disband them. No, because they protect you. They protect you how? How the mercenaries used to protect some leaders in the medieval times, and not only. When they got paid by someone else or told in the earpiece, this guy needs to go, they did it. So that's a control thing. They keep it close, under close surveillance. Do you think the president in the White House, those guys, the Secret Services, are his people? No, they answer to someone else's voice. If there's someone else says that the president is an, I don't know, foreign asset or something, or a traitor, and you need to, I don't know, hide him for some time, they will do it. They will say, oh, whoa, 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 or the right, oh, whoa, 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 no, 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 give me the evidence. No, he's just going to do it. Grab the president, pop up, get him out, and bye-bye with the president somewhere in a dark room. Here it is. It's unbelievable. Secret Service Director Kimberly Chattel resigned following widespread calls. She didn't have to have any widespread calls. She should have done it probably herself before she would have cleaned up the house. To step down after a 20-year-old gunman attempted to kill the former president. Okay, U.S. Secret Service officials are encouraging Donald Trump's campaign to avoid outdoor rallies and other events that draw large crowds. It's campaign, goddammit, in the wake of the recent assassination. If you fail, you are losers. Which, next one. Here, Harris, according to Russia Today, ahead of Trump in new presidential race poll. First question. Neither Trump nor Kamala Harris should be in a position of being elected as the leader of this great country. Not that I dislike Trump, but I have higher standards. And Kamala Harris, the fact that she was able to crawl herself or whatever to the position of the vice president of the United States of America with less than 1% in the primaries in her political party, and now to be the nominee for the presidency, that tells you how bad the United States is, not only as a political system, the mass media, the big corporations, and the level of the baboons who go and support these guys in opinion polls. They said, yes, I'm for Kamala, yes, I'm for Trump. All right, they can't see through, no, because as a cognitive ability, not intelligence I'm talking about ability to think, Biden was in the past 6 years way below Kamala. Kamala knows nothing. I mean, you know what she knows. But yes, that's exactly. I heard her talk. I heard her reason and answer questions. She is can't say it because I would be accused of. She is no good. Euphemistic. And euphemism. And then Biden was lost. We saw this in 2015 when he showed up again. Lost. And people voted. So that's the level of democracy and the population, educated American sophisticated electorate. Off. All right? We got some analysts here. Analysts say, however, that the post-Biden bump might be short-lived. Should not even exist. And there she is. She tells us, oh my God. And we're going to go to Michelle Obama. And remember, this is a satirical image, but I don't know, looks the same to me, kind of. And I'm going to show you how the cult of personality formed in Romania and could form everywhere else where people have no self-respect. And that is kissing other people's butt and making them bigger than they actually are. Woo, I'm going. All right, so let me show you this article. I have an article and picture. Here it is. This is Los Angeles Times. Letters to the editor. So it's a person. It's a person. Is a person. It's not an operative. It's a person supposedly. Letter to the editor. Michelle Obama. Listen to this. Now I'm gonna pay shit. What do you think? Letter to the editor. Michelle Obama. Our nation turns its lowly eyes to you and Kamala Harris. Are you kidding me? First baby doll. What's your name? Is there a name here? Letter to the editor. Come on. Show me the baboon's name here. Please. Where are you, baby doll? Maybe at the end. Oh my God. Come on. All right. Here is the person. Parrish Nelson Hirasaki. Japanese. There you have. Culver City. The name is Hirasaki. That's Japanese. Parrish. Okay. Nelson. Is she or here? All right. So let's see what this person says. So this person says, because I don't know if it's a he or a she. I don't care. But says that our nation, what nation exactly? The American nation? Turns its lowly, your garbage eyes, not mine. Why should I look up to this person? Look at that. And I'm going to show you this. this is what was suggested to me by my cousin that I should feature. And yeah, I see some resemblance over there. With Camacho, this is the president of in the Idiocracy movie, which I like it a lot. President Camacho, funny movie, but it becomes real. So remember, our no turn is lowly. So this person speaks in our name, in my name too, because I have lowly eyes. I think I'm better than Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama in many aspects, and especially being a person of character. I was about to say something else. There you have. Yes, I have read the articles and watched the interviews. You are not a political being and have no interest in politics. I get it. But to whom much is given, much is asked. Shut the off. So that's Ceausescu was created in the communist times, in his dictatorship, as the most loved son of the nation and the golden era, and so because you have people like this who really are weak and probably with no achievements, because if you have achievements you can compare, unless you're a piece of and you just do it anyway. I mean, if you go around the block and you read a lot, you interact with people, you live, you experience, you know the extremes, you know what you can be done, cannot be done. You rub shoulders with intelligent people, with baboons, when others, so you can assess a person's abilities when you hear that person talk. Both Michelle Obama and Kamala Harris are mediocre at best. The problem is Kamala Harris is not as hateful towards one group as Michelle Obama is. So Michelle Obama should be far away. Not that they really lead, are in charge, even though Kamala Harris is not in charge. That's my assessment whatsoever. But I think Michelle Obama would like to really be in charge with her husband. Really be in charge. That means, stay over there and make sure that they all do what they say, which they're supposed to. No. These guys would subvert, is that how it is? The American democratic system, which is already gone, dead, face down in the water, flowing downstream. So Michelle Obama, no. I'm not going to go that way, I'm on YouTube. So stop, zip it. Nevertheless, this is Michelle Obama, and that person, I'm not angry with Michelle Obama. No, she can stand for election how much she wants. I disagree with this baboon, Hirosaki, whatever her name is, or his name is, Hirosaki-san. Okay, Hirosaki-san. Now, or I don't know whatever she was, Ona. Well, it means a woman in Japanese. So Hirosaki thinks that our nation's lowly eyes. You should not even, you're an ass kisser, goddamn shit. Anyway, I can go on. But this is what I feel about this person. And is in Los Angeles, Angeles' newspaper as an opinion. Should I write an opinion piece in Los Angeles? I think I'm not of the same anyway. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.